A dead person is waiting for transport. Girl, I hope they come. Hey, what's up you guys? WheatyWaffle here today with part 5 of our City Skylines Let's Play. I want to thank everyone who has watched so far and left either comments or likes on the video. I really appreciate it, and I want to remind you that if you are enjoying what you see, go ahead and hit that like button and remember to subscribe and ring the bell if you want to be alerted every time I post new videos. And with that, let's jump right in. Alright, so last time we were here, we really worked on this area of the city, which is currently being called Magnolia Hills. Nothing too fancy, it's mainly a suburb that's going to extend out this way and continue down towards this other portion of the highway. There's tons of fertile land here that we might want to mess with too. So last time we unlocked high density, so I would love to start thinking about how we want to... or where we want to put the city center. So let me just zoom out here. If I go, it's not a great view. I'm sure there's a better way to like see all these tiles. I just don't know what it is. We get 9 tiles in the game. We can obviously like use some mods to get more tiles than that, but 9 tiles is the standard amount of tiles you can unlock fully in the game. We have these first 2 starting tiles. And I would like to also move over to this side. I'm wondering if this area here, maybe if we were to like fill in this land and this here could become the city center, all this would be high density. Or we could do something totally crazy and do the, can I zoom a different way? All of this is very flat, so we could be working this direction. It already has a highway running through it. And we could be working all along here, filling this in as our city center, as well as getting some nice waterfront. It looks like that's the ocean there. So with the ocean, we would be able to like have ships, cargo ships, and actually that looks like it might be some kind of cargo ship over there in the corner. A passenger cruise ship, transporting passengers to West Valley. Look at that. This would be a wonderful place to put a city just because it's so flat. So that might be a good place to start. And we could also come over to this other side. I do intend on unlocking all of the tiles on the map once we get a little bit further along and have reached the 9 tiles naturally just through gameplay. The one problem I can think of with building over this way is if you look at this map, you don't see any train lines that are coming from outside our current city. Like I could easily build a train line from here to here, but it's not pulling any resources or shipping any resources outside of this map, which we want to be doing that because that's a great way to make money and it's a great way for our Sims to sell the goods they're making. If we looked over here when we first started, you'll notice this is a train line up here across the top of the map, which means that if we could get to this train line that's going out this direction, we would be able to access these trains and have external trains come in and enter our city. And that's probably what? So that's 1, 2, that's 3 tiles away. So we'll unlock that later on. I think for now, I do like the idea of maybe expanding up this way and beginning to create like our city center on this very flat part of land. So we have huge demand right now for some residential. I think what we'll do, we do have an extra tile, so we'll go ahead and grab this tile. Should we just grab all 4 of these? Can I grab all of them? Okay, I can't grab all 4, but we'll grab this one next. That way we've kind of finished out this little area here, this little square. But now we have all of this land as well. So what we'll do is, I have how much money? 140,000. Ideally, I would like to maybe consider doing something different with this highway. I would love to sink this highway down and have everything built almost over top of the highway. But that'll be once we have some more money to spend. I think right now we need to be a little bit more conservative. So I want to... Oh, we didn't actually fill out this area. Is there anyone dead here? Oh, there's 4 people in here. I can't relocate that building, which is fine. I actually am going to rework this spot a little bit. So let's go ahead and pause this. Now that we know this is going to be leading into, a larger city, we'll do something like that. I'm just thinking about how I want to do this. Obviously, all of this here is going to be like a beautiful Well, I was going to say it's going to be a beautiful tourist area because it's right on the water's edge, but look at all this all this poop we have moving. I think I should actually move the sewage pipes down this way, and that will slowly start to get rid of this pollution from here. So we're getting some kind of road layout that looks good. Let's go ahead and unpause. And then let's begin, let's speed it up just a little bit, and let's begin putting in some high density. Now, on the street itself, we're gonna wanna put high density commercial buildings. High density commercial makes significantly more noise than low density commercial. We currently have no demand for high density commercial, so we're just going to ignore it. But this whole first tile, I think we'll leave it alone because offices make very little noise pollution. They're only really active during the day. At nighttime, they get turned off, they're silent, and so they're a good buffer between the sound of the commercial and the needs of the residential. So let's actually put the residential housing back this way. All right, so now we're starting to get some high density. We'll go ahead and even speed it up some more. Now, we're going to get a little bit of a push here for industry. The office buildings do satisfy the industry need in this bar, the demand bars. The problem is office buildings require higher educated citizens, and we currently do not have a university. So those buildings will be fine, for the first or second level, but once they get past that part, they will need much more higher educated workers, or they'll close down. And look at this, you already noticed, look at the amount of traffic coming in because these are higher density buildings. So they're going to hold many more households than the 1 to 2 households of our smaller building. People are just sliding right in. We're getting this started. This will be a park. Do need some industry, and we had started this area. So we have the forestry main building, which sets this to a forestry section, and this has 30 or 40 workers. So let's see what else we can do over here so we can start actually making this area make a profit, because right now we are making nothing. Off camera, I went in and added 3 of these small tree plantations. So you can set the different colors. We have them set to conifers for now. But basically each of these are going to be employing workers. So each can employ up to 20 workers. And it looks like they're all 17, 16. So they're all doing pretty well in terms of the number of workers they have. And then they will begin to produce raw goods. And in this case, they're producing lumber. They take that lumber and they will bring it over here to these sawmills, where they will then be creating planed timber. And the way this is working is any excess wood that they produce, right now they're just going to sell it. If they don't have excess wood, or if these sawmills need wood, they will bring it over to these 2 sawmills, drop them off here, they'll become planed timber. Once this storage fills up, a truck will come and sell this plain timber out to the world. However, we can take that process further by building factories, which we currently can't afford any of them or haven't unlocked any of them. But these factories will take these goods we made and turn them into commercial goods that are worth far more than the raw goods themselves. Now we've got kind of some blanket demands that I think we can begin to fill out some of these areas a little bit nicer. So what I want to do is I'm going to leave this area here that we did not zone for some offices. I'm also going to leave this back road here for offices, but we can fill in these front roads with some high density commercial, and I think we'll fill in these side roads with some high density commercial. Let's go ahead and grab, we'll do the tree lined one for immediately behind the business. Okay, and for this one as well. But then for the rest, we're just going to do the regular pathway. And I kind of like putting these here. They don't really change, I think, too much about, too much in terms of people's movement, because they're basically matching the road. But I like that they kind of look like little alleys. Okay, so now we have those there. Let's do the same on this side. Just make sure that all of these guys have their little alleyways as well. Let's slide up and in. Great, and now let's make sure they have water. So now we're really gonna have to be mindful of water and power, because all these high density buildings are quickly gonna eat up what we have available. I did want to move our sewage. So let's throw our sewage pipes down this way. For this, we're going to pause, just because we don't want anything crazy to happen while we're doing this. So we're going to put one right here, and we're going to put the other one right here. Then let's just bring it into the highway. Okay, and bring her down. I'm just gonna bring it like all the way down. And eventually all this is gonna need water anyway. So now all this is connected, and it's connected through here. I do think we'll even bring in this additional pipe through here, just so that we have like a redundancy. We can now get rid of this. Now power. Nothing's now pulling on this power that we're producing, so let's go ahead and connect these up to each other. We'll bring that down for now. It's connected here and is feeding throughout. Okay. What was the other? I did see some other symbols in here. We've got a dead person over here somewhere. Oh, over here. A dead person is waiting for transport. Girl, I hope they come. I don't know if we've got enough death coverage. Oh, you're fine. Are you full? 300. You're fine. Calm down. Alright, so what I want to do next, I did want to fill in kind of this small area here, this little edge piece. We did residential up this side to where we are taking in our water as well as some power. This side I actually want to do just a small little nature reserve. Okay, small city, here we go. What do we got? Cable cars, monorails. Okay, we have unlocked some train things as well. Yoga gardens, basketball arena, hydropower plant. Okay, this is wonderful. Did we get another piece of land? No. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, let's go ahead and make this into a little nature reserve. Oh, although I do want to do more with this. I'm really excited with how this is already looking, and I'm excited to start getting some public transit in here, start getting some other services. Actually, let's do that first. I lied. Let's give this area services. That way this area is is able to support itself. And I realized that this was not what I wanted here, so we're actually gonna just delete those. We're gonna keep this corner piece for a park. So there's a huge chunk of commercial. This will be a park. All of this here can be residential, as well as this one. my gosh. No, it has sewage because I never put the power line over here. So let's just use one of these. Now we know that you guys will be powered. Now everyone has sewage and it's gonna be just fine. Do we actually have enough sewage and water availability, or should we actually look at getting more? Let's do one more sewage plant. So now we have water all set up. We have this area zoned. We wanted to do services. We'll put this right here on the corner. A small clinic. Should we do one more cemetery? So now this is going to start doing its thing. It's got a clinic. It's got a cemetery. It's going to need some kind of fire protection. And then we're also going to throw down a police station. Now, we don't have enough money for schools, but we actually are going to need schools, and that's something we'll have to work on in the next part. Oh, look at this. Woodland reached level 2. Area bonus efficiency plus 4%, pollution minus 10%, and the following buildings have been unlocked. So we'll definitely look into that for the next part. And then what we'll do here at the end is I'm just going to go ahead and finish up by creating a... Why are we having some issues with power? You know why we're having issues? This is telling me how much power we're producing, but this power here is not sharing its load with the rest. I keep saying we're going to get into building that nature reserve, and that is true, just it's not happening right now. We're going to put this line here. Let's connect this up. Is that going to answer that power problem for a moment here? Okay, good enough. So we're kind of powered. We've put a band-aid on it. Now the only thing I want to do, we'll do the nature reserve next time. The last thing we're going to do in this spot is I am going to just quickly throw some kind of district on here. So now this new area, I'm going to give Heather Square. We haven't done many policies, but I do want to give it one policy, Highrise Ban. So with the Highrise Ban in effect, none of these buildings will be able to reach their final level, which is good because it's going to help us control the height of these buildings. Because what we want to do is, as we're building out our cityscape, which is what I'm thinking is, as this keeps going over, this will all be kind of Highrise Ban all the way up to like about this area, and then here is going to be where that like major city center is. And once we get to that point, we want to have kind of that gradient slope of building height that you see in a lot of cities when you look at their skyline. So we have to like replicate that through policies and through giving regulation to what our citizens can build. Now, I'm just going to throw down this office. I don't think this office is going to survive very well, but they really want some commercial. So let's throw down some office building and we'll see what happens. But with that, guys, I think we're going to leave this part here. Make sure, if you haven't already, to like and subscribe to this channel and ring the bell if you want to get notified every time I put up new posts. In the next part, I do think I want to finish out putting a little park here. I think that will really just benefit this whole area. And I want to put the nature reserve over here. And with that, I think we're done, and I'll see you guys in part 6.